I had been given the highest civil honor by the French government, the title of which for the life of me I can't pronounce even till now.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the most instantly recognizable people to have ever lived. Since we're judging based on historical impact, controversial and even hated figures are included as well.
When no one listens to you, or you feel no one's listening to you, all sorts of things start to happen.
Number 20, Audrey Hepburn. Among the rare performers to have won the Emmy, Tony, Grammy, and Oscar awards, Audrey Hepburn is the definition of Hollywood royalty.
Oh, hi.
With her iconic pixie haircut, starry-eyed charm, and timeless beauty, Hepburn is forever destined as the face of timeless class and femininity. Her portrayal of Holly Golightly marked a groundbreaking moment in fashion, contrasting the era's notoriety for glitz and excess with natural poise and elegance.
I'm not going to let anyone put me in a cage.
But the actress's influence stretches far past the screen. In later years, Hepburn further immortalized herself as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, championing causes worldwide as a globe-trotting humanitarian whose impact resonates to this day.
I would like to read to you something very, very important, and it moves me deeply to have this privilege.
Number 19, Madonna. Staying relevant on the global stage takes constant evolution, and no one has mastered the art of reinvention quite like Madonna. Rising to stardom in the early 80s, the Queen of Pop commanded legions of fans. Her knack for daring sexuality and controversy has turned all kinds of buzz into lasting influence. From outrageous hits like a Virgin and Like a Prayer to modern chart-topping tracks like 4 Minutes and Popular, Madonna has remained at the top of her game in every decade. Beyond music, she's become the face of celebrity itself across conversations on gender, fashion, and bold self-expression. Today, the only thing unfamiliar about her might be her last name. It's Ciccone, in case you were wondering.
But for me, it was never about consciously thinking about reinventing. It was about growing and changing and hoping and praying that my work reflected who I was at that moment in time.
Number 18, Nelson Mandela. It's hard to realize that Mandela's name once courted controversy, especially since he's now remembered as a beacon of peace and social justice.
It is an indication of the extent to which our struggle has made an impact throughout the world, and in particular to the United Nations organization, and I was happy about that.
An anti-apartheid activist who endured 27 years of imprisonment, Mandela returned to lead South Africa as its first black president. Although regarded as the father of the nation at home, his powerful story has reverberated across the globe, making his face synonymous with resilience, unity, and reform.
I regret, those years that I have wasted in prison. But there are very positive aspects too, because I had the opportunity to think about problems and to reflect on my mistakes.
Mentioned alongside some of history's most defining figures, Mandela became a benchmark for virtue and humanity. Despite worldwide recognition and a Nobel Peace Prize, he carried himself with humility, writing in his autobiography, "I was not a messiah, but an ordinary man who had become a leader because of extraordinary circumstances."
The human rights of all our citizens must be guaranteed.
Number 17, Mother Teresa. A person who embodied kindness not for any ulterior motive, but because it was simply part of her nature. Mother Teresa is the poster figure for selfless altruism.
How do you feel about that when people call you a saint?
Nothing to feel about it, because we are all meant to be holy, since we have been created for that.
Born into a modest Albanian family, she devoted her life to helping the poorest of the poor in the slums of India through her missionaries of charity, with nothing but pure faith and unconditional service. Her simple white and blue sari, gentle demeanor, and endless generosity have made her the ultimate symbol of kindness and mercy.
Millions of lives throughout the world were touched by her.
Today, the highest ideals of compassion and devotion are inseparable from Mother Teresa's image, proving that helping others isn't about recognition or reward, but because it's the best that humanity can be.
The moment we begin to share, there will be no poverty.
Number 16, Bob Marley. When it comes to Bob Marley, it's hard to separate the myth from the man. The image of his signature dreadlocks and warm smile represents far more than just his music. The decades since his passing have only elevated his legend, transforming him into a symbol of both resistance and peace. Fearlessly direct with his lyrics and activism, Marley pioneered a movement that challenged racism and corruption.
So people still searching for this truth here.
Even an assassination attempt at the 1978 One Love peace concert couldn't silence his voice for progress. Though the world was robbed of his genius too soon, Marley lives on through generations of fans who carry on the same reggae-fused rebellion that defined his life.
Let's get together and feel alright.
Number 15, Cristiano Ronaldo. Pele, Maradona, R9, and of course Lionel Messi. Football has no shortage of legends. But when it comes to a player who's transcended the game itself, it has to be CR7.
Eu tento lutar com as minhas armas todos os dias, todos os jogos, toda a minha carreira para ser o melhor de sempre.
With nearly 1 billion followers across social media, there's no arguing that statistically, he's the biggest athlete to have ever lived. From his ascension at Manchester United to his record-shattering peak at Real Madrid, and even his late career surge at Al Nassr, the world follows wherever Ronaldo goes.
First of all, it's the talent helps a lot, of course. But of course, the ethic of work.
A champion with unmatched drive and self-belief, Ronaldo's greatness extends beyond himself, igniting the spark for millions worldwide to chase their own dreams. Love him or not, every time he jumps up for that trademark "Sui," the world seems to stop and watch in awe. Number 14, Adolf Hitler. Sometimes when you're looking at an icon, you're also staring at the face of evil. And no one needs an explanation for why Adolf Hitler fits that description.
Hitler took advantage of the people's anger, offering them convenient scapegoats and a promise to restore Germany's former greatness.
Few faces in history are as famous yet universally despised as the man who terrorized the globe in the first half of the 20th century. As the leader of Nazi Germany, he plunged the world into a war that claimed millions of lives and destroyed millions more.
My wife was somehow waving to me, and that's the last I've seen of her.
Along with his brutal legacy, his distinct features, signature mustache, and side-parted hairstyle make it impossible to erase his image from memory. And while the world would rather have him forgotten, his horrific actions make his face a permanent reminder of the worst that humanity is capable of.
I've lost so many members of my family. I suppose to go forward, I needed to look ahead.
Number 13, Bruce Lee. There are action stars, there are icons, and then there's Bruce Lee, a league of his own. A martial artist who developed his own philosophy and combat style, Lee broke through Western cinema and defied stereotypical norms of his era. Even against today's superhero films and blockbuster franchises, his movies remain timeless classics. The performer paved the way for a whole new path in filmmaking, blending authentic storytelling with raw intensity like never before. Half a century after his untimely demise, his legend is only amplified for generations to come. Whether you see him as a visionary on the verge of greatness or a master ripped from us at his peak, Bruce Lee's a face that pop culture history refuses to forget.
You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Number 12, Muhammad Ali. Whenever the word greatest is heard, the name Ali quickly comes to mind.
I am the greatest, I am the king.
At the height of his fame, he was truly invincible, in and outside the ring. The man who made boxing look like an art form, Ali became far more than an athlete. His proud identity as a Muslim and unwavering beliefs in a divided America made him a symbol of conviction and among the highest profile figures in the civil rights era.
White America right now is spending $30 million a day in Asia. Black and white boys are dying unjustly for nothing just to free somebody else.
From activism to raising awareness for Parkinson's and the aura he exuded right till his final days, Ali's spirit truly floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. He may have asked, "What's my name?" once, but history's ensured no one ever will again.
I'm going to show the whole world that I'm still the king.
Number 11, Frida Kahlo. A later-day Vincent van Gogh in many ways, Kahlo gained full recognition long after her death. Like Van Gogh, she turned her pain into art, crafting self-portraits that evoked the sense of curiosity, natural fascination, and inner turmoil she saw in the world.
Years before her time, she challenged society's expectations and was able to create surrealist works of art that examined the inner workings of the human soul.
Her distinct facial features, piercing eyes, and most significantly, her bold unibrow make Kahlo's image instantly unforgettable. After her work was rediscovered, Kahlo quickly gained widespread acclaim. Celebrated as an influence on Mexican culture, feminism, and LGBTQIA+ identity.
Me pinto a mí misma porque soy lo que mejor conozco.
Fascination with her life has long been a matter of public interest, inspiring books, museums, and films, all with their own interpretation of the woman behind the canvas.
At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can.
Number 10. Queen Elizabeth II. For many around the globe, the title Queen still feels like it belongs to Elizabeth II.
After 3 weeks in Eastern Arabia, what sort of memories will you take back with you home?
Well, it's been a really wonderful tour. We've been very happy to see this for the first time.
Reigning as monarch for 70 years, she was a constant presence in a world where things never stopped changing. Charitable and easy to approach, nearly a third of people in the UK had seen or met Elizabeth II in person by 2018. From being crowned as head of state at just 26 to her final days on the throne until the age of 96, the Queen's image was widely circulated almost everywhere on Earth.
Somber crowds gathering outside Buckingham Palace, leaving flowers at the gates.
For decades, her presence felt almost immortal, becoming a source of stability and continuity not only for her nation, but for millions far beyond its borders.
As the carol says, the hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. I wish you all a very happy Christmas.
Number 9. Charlie Chaplin. Best known as the iconic character The Tramp, Chaplin was one of the driving forces of the silent film era. Even with constant evolutions of the cinematic landscape, Chaplin's star power has never diminished. The Tramp's easygoing, slapstick charm and wholesome energy continue to connect with audiences, no matter where or when, cementing Chaplin as a household name even over a century later. But surface-level comedy wasn't the secret to his success. By mixing humor with a social and political commentary, Chaplin added incredible depth to stories of poverty, class struggles, and human compassion. After all, comedy is a universal language, and no one spoke it better than the silent genius that was Charlie Chaplin.
Let us all unite! Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security.
Number 8. Mona Lisa. Easily the most famous painting ever made, the Mona Lisa is arguably the masterpiece in world history.
Her smile and air of mystery have gripped our imagination for more than 500 years.
Leonardo da Vinci's portrait has captivated millions since the early 16th century, each with their own interpretation of that mysterious smile. You don't have to be an art connoisseur or even have stepped foot in an art gallery to know about this painting.
Over the years, the Mona Lisa became one of the most enviable pieces in the French royal collection. It hung in Napoleon's bedroom.
Valued at over $1 billion today, not even Da Vinci himself could have imagined its staying power so long after its completion. Resting at the Louvre since 1797, visitors from all around the world line up just for a glimpse of the woman who has intrigued us for centuries and counting.
And after 500 years, it seems she's still keeping everyone guessing.
Number 7. Che Guevara. Even if you don't know his name, chances are you've seen that unmistakable face at some point.
It's been called the most famous photograph ever taken.
Considered the ultimate symbol of rebellion and resistance, Guevara's image has become ubiquitous with the very idea of revolution. Inspired by Karl Marx and shaped by Marxist-Leninist ideals, he became a leading figure in the Cuban Revolution, dedicating his life to fighting class inequality and defending the oppressed.
He never cut himself a break so that he could demand the best from us.
A martyr in the eyes of his supporters, the 1960 Guerrillero Heroico photo has been endlessly reprinted and circulated in various forms of media. Whether seen as a hero or a controversial figure, one thing's for certain, Guevara's face and name are forever tied to causes far bigger than any one person.
And his face is absolutely everywhere, from these bags to t-shirts, as you can see, to knapsacks, everything you can possibly imagine. The kind of image that Che Guevara himself would probably not have approved of.
Number 6. Elvis Presley. That slick back hair, those colorful jumpsuits, and that one-of-a-kind drawl. It can only be Elvis. Few artists have been so completely themselves as Presley was. A style so unique that no one then or since has managed to replicate it, only imitate it. Armed with effortless charisma and magnetic presence, the king of rock and roll sent fans out of their seats and out of their minds. With an indelible voice and moves that turn the wow factor up to its highest degree, watching Elvis in motion is its own experience. While personal struggles weighed him down in later years, they've only heightened his legend since. Decades later, it's clear that there will only ever be one Elvis and one alone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Number 5. Mahatma Gandhi. Long considered the physical embodiment of peace and wisdom, Mahatma Gandhi's legacy rests on his unflinching persistence in the face of impossible struggle.
And now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
The Indian independence movement set the stage for towering figures to emerge alongside Gandhi, including Pakistan founder Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who left a lasting imprint of his own. However, it was Gandhi's calm smile, spirituality, and simple white attire that made an impact far beyond regional borders. While history is riddled with carnage-filled revolutions, Gandhi championed nonviolent resistance, valuing human life above all else.
He led such important movements and struggles that we still think about.
Inspiring other world-altering figures like Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi proved that, in the right hands, strength and power can be tools for progress rather than domination. Number 4. Diana, Princess of Wales. Every moment of her life was laid bare for the world to see. All kinds of scrutiny and criticism came her way, but in the end, her grace and poise persevered.
I don't think I've been given any credit for growth. And my goodness, I've had to grow.
Even while burdened by enormous personal struggle and pressures of the crown, Diana showed remarkable restraint and quiet dignity. The massive scandal from the breakdown of her marriage did little to sway public opinion either, with Diana emerging as the choice of the people. With pitch-perfect fashion sense and natural class and elegance, she remains a central figure of beauty and refinement.
She lit up a room. You knew you were in the presence of someone very, very special.
Murky details of her tragic passing have immortalized her further as the people's princess, and decades later, admirers continue associating Diana with the best ideals of courage and kindness.
I sit here with hope because there's a future ahead.
Number 3. Albert Einstein. Genius has long been linked with eccentricity, and Einstein has a lot to do with it. That wild, untamed hair and frizzy mustache became a shorthand for unconventional brilliance.
It's really important to remember that theoretical physics was new when Einstein was a young man. You could do quite a lot of this work by reading a relatively small number of science journals and making the calculations yourself.
Of course, behind the quirks was the greatest mind since Isaac Newton, one who changed how humanity perceived time, space, and reality itself. Devising the world's most famous equation and the theory of relativity, Einstein's works still wow even the leading minds of today's generation, a testament to how far his brilliance exceeded everyone else's.
He imagined the 3 dimensions of space and the dimension of time together as a kind of fabric surrounding us, shaped by the presence of celestial bodies.
Outside the lab, he was reportedly as quirky as his appearance suggests. A lifelong pacifist, Einstein also used his platform for causes such as human rights, academic freedom, and equality. Number 2. Marilyn Monroe. Although she passed away at just 36 back in 1962, Marilyn Monroe has never truly left the cultural conversation.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Paving the way for the bold and daring push of the 60s, her platinum blonde hair, breathy voice, and bombshell persona all made her the most irresistible figure on the planet.
Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway? Isn't it delicious?
Several decades later, she remains the measuring stick by which every breakout Hollywood starlet is measured, proof that diamonds really are a girl's best friend. Sadly, her personal life was shattered behind the screen. That and difficulties reconciling the pressures of fame took an enormous toll on her. Ultimately, Monroe is remembered both as the iconic face of allure and sex appeal, and as the hidden vulnerability that few recognized during her lifetime.
Your picture has been on the cover of almost all popular magazines, hasn't it?
No, not the Ladies' Home Journal.
That you would like, would you?
Yes.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Michael Jackson. Go east or west, it doesn't matter. Michael Jackson is a superstar wherever you set foot.
It's close to midnight, something evil's lurking in the dark.
The king of pop went from child prodigy to global phenomenon, mastering song and dance in ways that remain unmatched. As the lead singer of the Jackson 5, Michael proved he was special, a talent unmatched in flair and star power. Hits like Thriller and Billie Jean broke new ground, turning music into artistic expression. Controversy may have followed him through his later years, but Michael's artistry had already soared so far and above that nothing could derail his legacy. Even long after his tragic demise, fans just can't stop loving MJ for the way he made them feel, earning him the title of the greatest entertainer the world has ever seen. Is there a famous face we might have missed? Let us know in the comments.